Jah Oil Company stands tall as a trusted name in energy, keeping the Gambia moving with service stations across the country and a commitment to innovation and reliability. In Farafenni, Jah Group is reshaping our industrial landscape. The Jah Oil Cement Factory can produce up to 100,000 bags a day, reducing imports, creating jobs, and building a stronger Gambia brick by brick. And in the heart of the Central River region, Jah Farming Initiative is cultivating food security. With thousands of hectares under development and modern irrigation, Jah Farming is turning the Gambia's soil into abundance. Jah Group is more than a company. It is a vision of self-sufficiency, resilience, and progress. The Jah Group of companies, investing in industry, agriculture, and energy, building the Gambia's future today.
A better way to pay your UTG fees with instant proof of payment and real-time student portal update. Paying your University of the Gambia fees has never been easier or more convenient. With Ecobank, students, parents and guardians can pay UTG tuition and related fees through our secure digital banking channels such as Ecobank mobile app, Ecobank Online, and Ecobank Omni Lite. Once payment is completed, instant proof of payment is generated and the UTG student portal is updated in real time, allowing students to proceed immediately with registration, course selection, and clearance without unnecessary delays, while giving parents and guardians peace of mind that payments have been successfully processed. How to pay via the Ecobank mobile app. Open the Ecobank mobile app and navigate to the home screen. Select Pay Bill, choose Pay a New Bill and select Schools from the category options. Select University of the Gambia. Select the specific product you are paying for. Enter your matriculation number and tap Continue. Validate your details. The system will display the payable amount. Press Continue to confirm the payment. An e-receipt is generated automatically as proof of payment with real-time updates on the student portal. How to pay via Ecobank Online or Omni Lite. Log in to Ecobank Online and Omni Lite using your credentials. Select the menu and choose Bill Payments. Choose Quick Bill Pay and select School from the category options. Select University of the Gambia. Select the specific product you are paying for. Enter your matriculation number and tap Continue. Validate your details. The system will display the payable amount. Press Continue to confirm the payment. An e-receipt is generated automatically as proof of payment with real-time updates on the student portal. Walk into any Ecobank branch or pay through our digital channels and enjoy instant proof of payment with real-time updates on the student portal. Ecobank, the Pan-African Bank.
Sant Yàlla.
looy xaar utal Wave nga scan nga fay nag doo ci yokk dara.
It's Tuesday, the 19th of May, 2026, and you're with Coffee Time with Peter Gomez, and the Information, Media and Broadcasting Services Minister joins us here every Tuesday with updates on governance and other issues. And this morning, he has company. He's here with the CMD, the Chief Medical Director at the Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital, Dr. Pt.1, another good friend of the program. Doctors, welcome to the program. But let me start with you.
Good morning. I have a question.
Yeah.
And, how do you call someone who has a PhD, academic PhD, and a medical doctor at the same time? How should we refer to such a person?
How do we identify?
You call me doctor because I'm an academic.
Yes.
You call him doctor because he's a medical practitioner.
Okay, let me reframe
Let's assume that I have both. Will I still be called a doctor or a doctor squire?
Good one. You'll only be called a doctor.
And also another correction. This government, what we are spending on you is millions.
How?
Every year.
How?
We pay for your security. If the government wasn't paying for security, you would have private security here to protect you. We are paying for that.
I have private security here.
No. But we pay for your security.
How?
Because we make sure the country is safe. That is why you are able to operate.
Come on, you're not serious.
We also make sure that you use the roads. We pay for those roads. So we are doing a lot for you.
So you could stop me using the roads?
No, we cannot
Could
stop
you?
No, we cannot. What I'm saying is that we are spending a lot of money for the private sector to thrive through our investments in security, in roads, but also in things that make the private sector to grow. That is why we've been growing, because of our investments and our initiatives. That's why you've been growing exponentially over the past years, thanks to government.
All right. We'll give priority to the medical doctor who has to go and direct affairs at the EFSTH. Why have you brought him along this morning?
Well, I brought him here to, there is
By the way, let's introduce him. He's Dr. Mustafa Bitai.
The government has introduced new charges for using public health facilities, new user charges regulations 2026, and I think they've started to come into effect as part of our drive.
You know what? I didn't realize that. Yesterday, I went to the hospital. I used to pay. Well, at first it was $5. Then I think it became $10. Then $25.
Then $25, and it's been $25 for the.
It's been $25 for a while.
For a while.
For a while.
For a while.
Yesterday I went there and the lady asked for $100.
Yes. Yes. So these are new user fees charges. It's a new regulation that is coming.
And that's just the $100 for basic consulting?
For consultations, and then the consultations. I think the CMD will explain more about what our role is to, as a government that prides itself with transparency and proactive disclosure.
Give me a break.
And proactive disclosure. It's important that we communicate with the public effectively.
How much does the president get paid every month? We're talking transparency. Tell me.
I think they said it's $500,000. That's what
I'm
I
asking
saw somewhere.
You. They can say whatever they want.
You'll have to go back. I'll have to go back and check the exact figure. I don't want to give a wrong figure here, because I wasn't prepared for that question. Now, what I'm trying to say is that we pride ourselves to ensure we proactively inform the public and communicate effectively with the public whenever there are shifts in policy, or whether there are new regulations that can have a social impact, for example. And I think it's important for the public to know that the investments we have done in the healthcare sector in the past 6 to 7 years is unprecedented. Huge, massive investments. We've expanded healthcare access nationwide through construction of new healthcare facilities, but also upgrading health posts, health centers, and hospitals across the country in both urban and rural Gambia, by bringing healthcare closer to the people. Before, let's assume someone who lives in Jali had to walk kilometers to access a healthcare facility. Now we've built a healthcare facility in Kiang West, built roads in Kiang West. So now we've brought healthcare
access. Kiang West has become very sexy to the NPP government. You're giving them roads, you're giving them health facilities.
We're giving them football fields.
You're trying to dislodge the UDP from...
Well, that's political. Like I said, the president doesn't pay attention. The president wants to deliver the promises made. Politics comes later. For now, it's the year of delivery, and the president is delivering these goods and services to the public. We are also building major hospitals. For example, we are building a teaching hospital in Farato with a planned 1,500 bed capacity, which is under development. We are also going to build a new general hospital in Brikama to replace the healthcare facility, but also another one in Basse. Now, emergency response. We've moved from 60 ambulances in 2016 to 170 ambulances now.
370?
No, 170 ambulances.
170.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Close to 170 ambulances. And what we've done now is community ambulances. Almost every ward has a packed ambulance that takes people to healthcare for free. You don't pay anything. And this is something which is new. Before, people used to take motorcycles or saret. That's not happening anymore. There are ambulances placed in strategic locations that take people to hospitals. We've also rolled out a national health insurance policy, and it's being gradually implemented. Now, babies and their mothers don't pay anything in healthcare. The $100 you've paid, if it was a pregnant woman or a baby, they wouldn't pay for that. It's free, and government.
Next time I'll go there pregnant.
Also, in terms of staffing, we've increased the number of doctors from 156 to 325. Totally, that's doctors. The medical personnel has increased from 2,247 to 4,035. That's almost a double of what happened before.
With many specialists in there.
Yeah, now that's what I'm coming to, training Gambian specialists. Before 2017, specialist medical training was extremely limited. Now, we have more than 100 doctors undergoing specialist training in the Gambia, and some have already graduated. I think you come to discuss that later.
Oh, some have been on this program. Your problem is you only listen to the program when you are on. But we've had so many specialists.
I've listened to them. When it comes to equipment, so it's not about infrastructure. This is the hard component, the soft component training, we are doing that, but also equipment. These are important because they go together. If you build the hospitals alone, the buildings, there are no doctors, it's useless. It's not even a hospital. It's
the opposition insists that is still the status quo.
No, that is not.
You put up structures, but then no personnel.
We are bringing the evidence. And you've been to the IFA stage yesterday. We would like you to share your experience. I think I like those human impact stories. For me, it's not the building or the equipment, it's the stories behind it. You want to share experience, perhaps you were there yesterday.
Remember, it was Peter Gomez.
Yeah, and that is good. It's good that because many people think Peter Gomez goes to the private hospital. That's what many people think, and many people think I also go. I go to the FSTH. It's here, and most ministers go to the. Even the president's family goes to the FSTH when they are when
people should know that.
The president's family goes there. I go there. Most ministers go there. You, Peter Gomez, despite that you are a millionaire, you go there.
Hello.
You go there.
That is misinformation.
So, equipment, millions of dollars has been spent in bringing new digital X-ray machines, advanced CT scan, and across major hospitals in the country. FSTH, you were there yesterday, well transformed, has undergone major renovation and expansion. Equipments are upgraded, including modern emergency and diagnostic services. Now, what is happening is that there are new specialized treatment facilities in this that never existed before. Cardiology, urology, neurosurgery, dialysis, orthopedic services are now available in Gambia. That is why now many people need to go overseas to get access to these specialized treatments. Dialysis and oxygen have been improved. The country now has upgraded dialysis services, more than 20 dialysis services. You can correct me if these figures are correct. Machines and oxygen plants with piped oxygen systems, centralized ones, as opposed to now bringing the canisters and everything is centralized, coming to your bed directly. Maternal mortality has declined. We all know that. The Gambia is now becoming a regional health destination for many patients coming from neighboring countries, coming to the Gambia. Of course. And the figures are there. It's about saving lives. And government has spent a lot on healthcare. And when you invest in healthcare, you invest in human life. But also, when you invest in human life, you invest in productivity. So obviously, we're a government that is very serious in what we are doing. We are not only investing in infrastructure, but also we are also investing in healthcare to save lives. And I think we are doing both. Today we are here for the public to know exactly these new charges in healthcare facilities. And Doctor is here to really run us through.
Absolutely. Doctor, over to you. I mean,
good morning,
Good morning.
All the listeners, and thank you very much, Uncle Peter, once again for having us, and Honorable Minister, thank you. So, like you said, I'm the Chief Medical Director at the hospital, and as hospital leaders and health leaders, actually, we've been in the forefront in asking for these changes because it ensures sustainability.
in other words, you encourage government.
Yeah, this has been in the works for more than 2 years. It's just ripening now. And it's usually easy to allow government just to take the fall. But this is actually advocacy from health systems trying to tell government that what is happening is not sustainable. You need to have a sustainable way of running health. Even our private health institutions, what they charge, that's why they charge in Gambia almost the bare minimum. Because, for example, if you look at some of the charges, for a whole TURP, transurethral resection of the prostate, this is like high-end surgery that's available in Gambia. Our hospitals, we put there 7,500. If you go to a private in Gambia, for them to make minimum amount, they will charge maybe 80 to 100,000 or 120,000.
Really?
And that is, no, and they are not charging. The private, what they are charging, they are not putting much profit. So, but if you take the same thing and go to Senegal, you'll be shocked how much you're paying. And that, like for example, laparoscopy, we are charging 7,000. That is what we are charging. And we just got it. Now it's available. Before, when I was just in the hospital about 5 years ago or so, we don't have it. So people go to Dakar. They were paying equivalent just to the doctor, $85,000 in Senegal. But that excludes their flight, their hotels and all. It was too expensive. Now to have these things in country and being sustainable, it is very important that, you put in, if you look at the differences, it's huge. And this consultation we are talking about is $100. I think it is last reviewed maybe 20 years ago or what. And that was 25. So now you are saying $100. But what's going to happen is with that $100, all the drugs that government bought and they are available, you get them. So we have to, and this
I didn't get everything that was prescribed for me.
No, I mean the ones that the government get. Yeah, I'm very careful because you see, we may prescribe 4 drugs,
yes,
but maybe 1 will be available or 2. So you will get those ones from this consultation. But depends on also sometimes the drugs are available, a lot of them, and you get all of it.
Okay.
But sometimes you don't get everything. And that's what happened. But the $100 you pay is not just to see the doctor. And if you go, for example, to a private facility, for example, you see a specialist. Some of them, a specialist might be $750 to $1,000, and that's just consultation.
Just to see them?
Yeah, just to see. Because if you go to the sub-region, it's more expensive. In Gambia, really, the health sector is not charging like it is charging other places. And for sustainability, it is important to introduce this. Right now, it might be difficult, but it will help to improve the quality. People are seeing the quality that is happening in the hospital. I just saw a video recently that somebody sent me of EFSA in 1989. I was shocked. And level of improvement that has happened. So there's a lot of quality that has gone to. Now, you don't have one doctor seeing all type of things. Now in Gambia, like you say, we have pediatric surgeons. We have all these highly specialized people, and we need to make them be able to do their job. Now, before we used to have maybe 2 theaters running. Now you have a urology doing their own theater, their own cases every day. So you have a NEMBAN. People, before in the orthopedics ward, people used to stay in the hospital sometimes 9 months because we put this. But now those operations, we do it within 2 weeks. We do the surgeries,
okay,
and then within a short period we go. You know what is happening now?
No.
When somebody comes to the hospital for those orthopedic cases that was supposed to stay, for example, for 9 months in the hospital. Now, because they delayed in doing the surgery because the numbers are many, so maybe they may delay you 1 week or 2 weeks. People complain a lot. And when they do the surgery, maybe 5 days, you go home and you now go with a crutch and all. But people have forgotten what used to happen. Now that delay of 2 weeks or 1 week,
forgotten where we have come from.
Yeah, they are always attacking me and all that, and we are trying to make sure that these improvements are happening.
So, but about the increases, where are the increases and what amounts are we speaking of? We've spoken about the tickets now. It's not $25, it's $100 now.
Yeah, for example, major surgeries.
Yes.
Any major surgery. If you do a myomectomy, before you were paying $2,000.
Yes.
Now a myomectomy is like $4,000. Major surgeries is now $4,000, and minor surgeries $2,000. But this is for Gambians.
Okay.
For non-Gambians, it is $6,000 and $4,000. But for specialized services, now there are hospitals we are building with private rooms and private systems, so those ones, if you want to enjoy those ones, like we want to make sure that we cater for all type of people. Because what we've realized is that we have this high-level people now in the hospital, but certain people, they don't want to come and queue. Because in the hospital, it's first come, first serve. Like we have to allow you to join. But certain people, they are business people, they're very rich, but they don't want to do that. So we are denying them services. And these people are mostly only available in the teaching hospital. Like if you go outside, you may not have them. Like right now, if you want a pediatric surgeon or you want a pediatric neurologist, it's only in EFSA you can have it.
Dr. Jabang?
No, neurologist. That's Nuibusi.
Okay.
The Nigerian
the specialist that was here. Okay.
So like there are certain specific people you can only find in EFSA, and wherever you are, except you go out. And people, because they don't, and in the hospital, it's for all Gambians and non-Gambians. So you have to come join the queue like everyone. And so certain people, we need to cater for them because they cannot go through that. So because they are in a hurry, they have to run, they are very extreme. So they rather just pay, go to Senegal or go somewhere and get the service. So we want to cater for those types. So that's what you are seeing there, special services. Like in the private blocks and all that. So we want to institute that, and those who want to benefit. And in doing that, we use their funds to cater for the poor people.
It makes
So,
sense.
yeah, those people pay higher, more, and then
The
we
Dr.
use...
Ismail assistant.
So that is what you are seeing there as special services. So if you look at it, like big things like cystoscopy, JJS, we are just charging 5,000. The materials you use to do that might be, if we do the costing, like for CS, we've done the costing. When we look at all what we use, it's going up to 18 to 20,000.
And how much are you charging?
And we're charging for
It's
4,000.
highly subsidized.
Wow.
You know, yeah. So like if you look at what you use to do the surgery, you know, is when we cost it, it's like that amount.
Yeah.
But government is charging this. But why this is very important for us hospital and why we advocated for it is because now we are having an insurance system. So insurance system is coming. So if you make it just like 1,000, the insurance is just going to reimburse me 1,000, even though it is highly subsidized. So now when we put it correctly like this, at least it's not up to what it is, but now the insurance is going to reimburse us this. Because if people join the insurance, they pay maybe 1,000 or 500 per year. So when the insurance reimburse the hospital, they reimburse properly, at least a little bit, so that we use that now.
So this will encourage people to enroll
to continue
for this
the
insurance
service.
thing.
Yeah, but the insurance right now covers, like you said, pregnant women and young children. But even in EFSD right now, we have a relationship with the social protection. So if somebody comes very poor, cannot afford anything, what used to happen is we used to tell you to go to social welfare, they confirm it. If they confirm it, then we can give you free service.
Oh.
But social protection came with a better idea. So they came and said, oh, this social welfare, how long does it take? They have to write letters and all. No, now we have a system where within 30 minutes, we can check our data. And if they confirm, they just use your telephone number, your mother's name, whatever. They can
Really?
check. Yes, they have it. Like even you, if you put your name, they will know whether you are rich or poor. Because some people will come and claim to be poor. And when they check, you know, you are not poor, even though you are saying you are poor. So they have this system, and they put allocation, for example, last year, 3 million. They say, we give you this 3 million for extremely poor people. So anybody you confirm, you exempt them, give them all the service, then later they will reimburse us. So this is something that we roll out, I'm sure, to all other facilities. And with the help of the insurance, like people will not feel this. So what we are saying is let everybody enroll in the insurance, and we push. Once the insurance covers for more and more areas, then, you know, nobody...
I'm going to take you back to yesterday. You remember when we stood there at the polyclinic?
Yes.
This woman came with, you know, her paper and said to you, Mangini, the more of a why man omo halis you know, man satantala or whatever. You know.
So that happens a lot to people, you know, because like, for example, I'm from Chamen in Lower Nyome. So my family will come and, yes, they will ask, but I cannot. Even the hospital, they know.
Yeah.
You know, they will say, go to Dr. Bite, because they know I will pay. Like, I cannot go above the system. But what happens?
I remember you saying to the man,
exactly. Everybody pays. Everybody goes to. But the issue is, if you are extremely poor, and
so
they
what,
check it,
let's say, taking the case of that woman, if it was genuine that she couldn't pay, what would happen?
then she will get all the service. She comes to, we do an exemption for, if we cross-check. Because many people claim, and then when they cross-check in their data, they are not actually poor. Because they have a metrics they use to see whether you are poor or not.
You can afford it.
So in that case, would she still be treated, because she does need treatment?
Yeah, if she needs it, and
so it goes to social protection, and social protection comes back and says, no, this one is not poor.
No, we'll say you pay. We'll insist you pay.
Okay.
Yes, you get the service, you pay, because it means
so
that you
she
can
gets the
afford
service, but she wouldn't be allowed to leave the facility without paying.
If it is an emergency, you'll be treated before we talk about any payment.
Okay, but if it's not emergency,
if it's not emergency, no.
She'll be told that unless she pays, she won't get the service.
Yes.
Okay.
That's
good.
Except, but you know, some of the nurses, doctors, they are used to. They just offer it.
No, but I think if Peter can offer $5,000 to the hospital and say every day, 50 people free consultation from Peter.
Let's go on.
So
So who decides?
some people do that.
So
some people do that. They give money to the
these
hospital
changes,
to support. Yeah.
Didn't they need to go to the National Assembly for approval?
Now, for EFSTH, according to our act, it doesn't even need to go anywhere. It's just our
it doesn't?
board.
Oh.
According to our EFSTH act, it's the board that determines the charges. But for medical services, for all the other hospitals, it's only the minister. But I think this one went further.
It's a regulation.
They did a lot of regulation. They went to cabinet, went to all the other places, and all this took up to 2 years.
Oh, wow.
Yes, to happen.
And these heights are only for EFSTH. Can you think general hospitals remains?
No. This is for general.
Oh, this is for general.
Yes.
Okay, we need to clarify.
This
that.
is for general.
Maybe you want to say a few words in Wolof and Mandinka, because it affects everybody, doesn't it?
Yes. So lu ñu doon wax fii mooy ne charges yi nekk si lopitaan bi comme lu nit yi war a fay pour am service lopitaan bi am na ay wecceeku yu si am. Parce que almost ñaar fukki at also reviewing ko that much. I think this is since 1988. I think this is the latest regulation. So comme affaire operation léegi bu njëkka daf daan fay 2000 soo waree am operation bu mag.
Let's start with the basic one, the
consultation.
The basic ticket.
Yeah. Comme bu njëkka soo waree jënd ticket di nga fay ñaar fukka juróom waaye léegi di nga fay téeméer. Léegi téeméer ngay fay pour lu nga xam ne ñaar fukka juróom leen doon fay ba pare yeneen yu am mooy waaye lu ñu doon wax rek mooy si téeméer boobu su garab yu am si lopitaan bi di nga ko si mun a am and anything loo fa mun a am di nga ko fa mun a am yes si téeméer boobu waaye tamit si opération bi ñu ngi doon wax affaire opération lu mu mag léegi ñu ngi charge $9,000 even though opération bi soo seetee fu lu docteur bi di sol ba opération bi even blade bu moo use and all that yooyu yëpp dañ nga disposable soo ko usee ba pare most of the time da nga ko war a sànni most of it waaye loolu yëpp soo ko seetee cost bi tegal na li ñeenti yoon léegi-léegi lu ñoo charge wala lu ko ëpp su ndawee ba ndaw teg na ko ñeenti yoon waaye government bi mu ngi charge only $4,000 pour ñu mun a am increase quality bi yokkal lu ñoo def yëpp so lii lu yàgga la lu waroon a am la waaye jël na lu ëpp ñaar fukki at balaa ñu ko review and then process bi jël na ñaari at so jëlee comme for example the same type of surgery bu government bi di wax ne ñu fay $9,000 léegi soo demee si private bi bu njëkka ñu ngay charge maybe 10,000 léegi dem na 20 léegi mu ngi dem ba ay 40 the same lu nga xam ne ñu ngay charge 40 waaye government léegi lam dor so société waaye private bi bu sax nekkuñ di yokka that much because ñoom Gambia suñ private bi soo ko seetee ak private yi Sénégal and others lu mu leen ëppee sax du ndànk parce que Gambia parce que xam ne nit yi dañ ñëw delloo loolu tax suñ private yi soo ko xoolee ak government da nga fa suñ private lu moo charge dafa bari waaye fekkal loolu ñoom sax duñ dee mën a génn yow yaa ngi si private sector bi yaa ngi gis ñu gars yi dee sonné dañoo am challenges pour fay seen docteurs yi ay parce que lu ñoo charge nekku ne dañ si dee am profit bu bari so health moo mel noonu government bi mu ngi try bu baax waaye ñun ñëpp a si war a jàppa ñu make sure ne ñu support process bi nga xam ne dinañ mën a jàppale health sector bi ba mu gën a dem si kanam ak kanam.
I'm sure we'll devote special time to these hikes. How's your Mandinka? You can say this in Mandinka, can't you?
Na Mandinka kama man sene abake. But na muso Mandinka le sa nka kata bakele. So
otherwise, Dr. Ceesay can help you.
Dr. Ceesay can help me, I think.
So we'll let, in that case, we will just excuse him, let him, go back to the office and do his work.
Thank
and,
you, Thank you for the support.
Thank you so much.
So you take up the Mandinka from this stage.
Ko ya fo nyameng akamin foy ko sa man sakunda e charges ko tolle fina wala mol kamin jo kata lopitano pour ka docteur oje Gambia bankun kanjang. Mo be akala mota ko to mon dalasi mon luli kawale jo pour ka docteur oje sa yakam fole kata dalasi keme. Ni ka fa operational fana mialon ko comme ni operation mialon ka wartale e ka wuli fole lo yono dalasi ko do sa wuli nane ko le jo dalasi ko do mone nin sabo bawo mo laajal ko man sakunda e ko do min dépasse pour kaje ko l'hôpital le sia docteur le karang boro le sia jorangol fanay soto l'hôpital to ka helka be ka improve asulata ko dolla ba hanika be kanyin ke mo fang mo jo hanika man sekunda ka subsidize le man sekunda fa la ko do ka dunjele ka min fo operation o killing kile ka jorongo min sula mina pour operation o ke kala fo dala si wuli tang anin sey bari wuli nane ka wala charge min to te man sekunda fon ka kafuje ko banko de ngol sa kala moto wonya ko nyaaje nying parasol kafuta pour service ni better quality better so you could banko dingol sa kala moto wanya.
How many other local languages do you speak?
Aku and all of